My ex-wife's husband stole my son's college fund disguised as comics, then laminated a $15,000 issue so Leo could appreciate the art. When I told her I pressed charges, she screamed, "He took everything because of you." I just hung up. That was 3 weeks ago. This morning, she opened the bank statement, went pale, and didn't speak for the rest of the day. My ex-wife's husband stole my comic collection and laminated them together. So I called the police because he didn't know that the comics cost their entire savings. So my ex and I split up about 3 years back. And honestly, the whole cheating thing doesn't even bother me anymore, because what matters now is this legal mess that has nothing to do with our past relationship, but everything to do with what her new husband just pulled. We have a 13-year-old son, let's call him Leo, who splits his time between us equally, and he's honestly such a good kid whose interests keep changing, like most teenagers do these days. Back when he was younger, Leo was obsessed with vintage comic books, and I mean really obsessed, to the point where we'd spend hours together hunting for rare first editions at comic conventions and specialty shops. Even though he's moved on to other hobbies, I kept collecting pristine, graded comics as an investment, because some of these issues are worth serious money now, like key first appearances or limited variant covers. After the divorce, my ex, Sarah, got together with this guy, Mark, who apparently shares my passion for collectibles, except he has this bizarre habit of, get this, framing his comics by gluing the pages directly to a backing board and then sealing the whole thing with some kind of varnish, which completely destroys their collectible value, but whatever floats his boat, I guess. Last week, I had to go out of state for a mandatory work conference, and Leo texted asking if he could swing by my place to grab his tablet and some graphic novels to take to his mom's house, which is totally normal since he has his own key. I was watching through my security camera feed on my phone when I saw him arrive, but then I noticed Mark was with him, which is absolutely not allowed at my house, especially when I'm not there. So I used the two-way audio to tell him to wait outside on the porch, but the guy just ignored me and walked right in anyway, bold as brass. I immediately texted Sarah, warning her that I was about 30 seconds away from calling the police, but by then, Mark was already leaving with a portfolio case that I assumed just had Leo's art supplies or something in it. Later that night, Leo messaged me, sounding really upset, saying he didn't realize it at the time, but he was pretty sure his stepdad had taken some of my graded comics from the secure display cabinet in my home office. These weren't just any comics either. We're talking about a near-mint Amazing Fantasy number 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, and several high-grade Silver Age X-Men issues that are basically irreplaceable. When I got home and checked my collection, I confirmed that 5 key issues were missing, including the aforementioned Amazing Fantasy, a CGC 9.8 graded Incredible Hulk number 181, and a signed first printing of The Dark Knight Returns. I called Sarah immediately, and she had no clue what was going on until Mark admitted he took them, claiming it was so Leo could appreciate the art, and maybe even get inspired to draw his own, even though Leo hasn't shown interest in drawing comics in over 2 years, and specifically told his mom he would never steal from me. Sarah asked how much it would cost to replace everything, and when I told her the actual insured value, she nearly fainted because we're talking about more than their entire savings account, plus the down payment they've been meticulously saving for a house with a bigger yard for Leo. I gave them 2 weeks to pay me back, or I'd file charges and sue them for the full amount, which at this value constitutes grand larceny, a felony. The worst part, the absolute gut punch, is that when I finally got the comics back through a mutual acquaintance who intervened, one of them, my prized Walking Dead number 1 first printing, had been removed from its protective slab, and Mark had attempted to restore a minor crease on the cover with whiteout, and then, I kid you not, laminated the entire comic, completely destroying a collectible potentially worth upwards of $15,000. Everyone in both our families, except my own parents who understand the investment aspect, keep saying I'm being ridiculous over some old funny books, but they don't understand these were carefully curated investments, a tangible asset meant to help pay for Leo's college education, or maybe a down payment on his first apartment someday.